Okay, here we are back in Boot Hill Heroes. Been a while, right? There have been some changes to the game, most notably of all the addition of a DLC, which is the reason why we're here for part 14. And we are going to be commencing that right here. Oh ho! You there. Please, may I have a moment of your time? It's Higgins. Who are you? Hey, I know you. You're that fellow who owns the railroad, right? Oh, yes. That is one of my business enterprises. Higgins Comfort, at your service. Although I was hoping you would be at mine on this day. What can we do for you, Mr. Comfort? Recently, a wagon train entering Brogans County through Crazy Bone Pass was attacked and raided by Chepakwik Indians. One wagon contained a delivery of goods to arrive at my general store in Swellsville. I've heard you were a group that could get things done, and I wouldn't trust any law enforcement with my precious cargo. Sticky fingers, thick as sausages, you know? I was hoping to enlist your formidable skills in locating the errant sundries. For a price, of course. You said Chepakwik Indians? I'm afraid so. How dreadful. Although I would not think of categorizing you among those savages, young miss. I'm sure you had nothing to do with it. Oh no. It's already begun. I need to go to Crazy Bone Pass. I want to see what happened with my own eyes. Do we really have time for this? What do you think, kid? Let's check it out. Well, if you do decide to visit the scene of the incursion, I would pay you handsomely for any crate of my store goods you are able to recover. Sell them back at my general store and my clerk will give you a fair percentage of what they are worth. How do we get to Crazy Bone Pass? Stagecoach driver in Swellsville takes passengers to and from the pass. Yes. Well, I hope you do look into it. Remember to deliver the goods to my man at the general store. Now, I must be off. Good luck to you. So, I don't know what the actual trigger is, if you have to be in Kickstart Creek or what. I went ahead and took part in the DLC closed beta, so I know a little bit about it, but it may have changed from release. So we need to go to Swellsville. It's going to cost us 5 big ones. And in the downtime between this game and the release, or the conclusion of this game and the DLC, let's wait for the train. I went ahead and learned the advantages from the new hats. I did some grinding inside of the mine because you need to be even higher level than before in order to beat the bosses here. All aboard the train to Swellsville. And when we get to Swellsville, I also need to look at the store to see if that updated or not. Last stop, Swellsville. Please watch your step. So, as you might have guessed with the DLC, there are new weapons. I just don't know if there's new armor, which is why I want to go to the store and see. So let's go ahead and trigger the events. You need a ride to Crazy Bone Pass? Sure, I can help you. Hop on. Take us, please. And this is our arrival to the new dungeon. Since I have my... So the Lynxes gave me 75 EXP, and one of the complaints I had about the DLC was, if you look at what I need to actually level up, 75 is kind of nothing. But that fight gave me 97, which is slightly better. As I keep trying to say before I get into a fight, I am using my Oxfords, so that's why the enemies aren't rushing me. And can I talk to the people? Mom said that we'd start a new life in Brogans County. We're getting off to a rocky start here, ain't we? It's awful. Those Indians rode in and ransacked my wagon. They didn't take nothing, but they scared the living daylights out of me and my boy. Hint, hint that there's something else afoot. And if you want another hint, it involves why the DLC is called the Hangman's Ballad. So right there is the first of the store goods that you can take back. If you so choose, that is. Just my luck. I made it through the wilds of the west to come to Brogan County, and here at the end of my journey I get jumped by a bunch of Indian fellas. My business in the east means I have to go up and down Crazy Bone Pass frequently. It's such a pain. Wish we could get a train to go into Brogan County, but the only land where that'd be possible is where the Chepakwik dwell. The Indians surrounded my wagon and made off with all my cargo. I was supposed to deliver it to the Comfort Nash General Store in Swellsville, but now I got nothing. Those savages went through all the crates and tossed them aside all over this mountain and inside the caves. Guess they ain't find whatever they was looking for. And I probably should start going into the caves. Sadly, you can't use your horse here, so it's a little troublesome to travel to and fro. As you can see, you have a pretty slow walking speed. And the reason why you want to go into the caves is that there is loot to be found here, such as new weapons. This time it was just store goods. And one thing that I forgot to point out is that the geckos give you the best return for the EXP, like that fight was worth 100. Look at my level, I'm 18, the recommended level for the boss is supposed to be around level 20, so we still have some grinding to do, which I'll probably do off camera. But I also wanted to show off the advantages real quick. Shoot, I'm probably going to get rid of, but I'm going to want Bullet Hail just for dealing with the crowds here, Blackjack for the flat 21 damage, which is pretty handy. I may want Early Bird or Leech Shot, I'm not entirely sure yet. For Rosie, I need to get rid of Whip for... what does Crack do? Frighten. We need Kiss Awake, which is a revival move. It's not nearly as good as Patch Up, where you actually revive someone and get rid of the wound, but it's something. As for Doc, I'm probably going to end up having to swap out Pump for a defensive move, which means Blast will be weaker. I may want to just swap that out for... what's that one called? Point Blank. Although Bullseye, that one might be tempting. As for Moon, I can ditch Archery for... Steel Rose? It's Sundance, I think I'm looking for. Yeah. So I'm actually going to go ahead and pop that one in now. And this time we can actually reach this. And I also remembered I need to swap Kid's Vantages, but you should take the opportunity to fight geckos whenever you have the chance. So let's go into this cave. I'm still collecting the loot because I may need to customize some weapons. The new weapons here, I'll show you one right here, special order, that's for Kid. So we have our Colt. I'm going to pull that one up first. So this is your ultimate weapon from the Kickstart Creek mine. You can see 22 power and it has, I don't know what those status effects are. And we just got the special ordnance, I believe. So this one completely blank. Pistol has great potential for customization. In order to get anything out of that, you have to customize it, otherwise you're better off sticking with your Colt. And I think each character has a weapon like that here. They're not as strong as the Kickstart Creek ones, but if you're willing to put the time into them, you can go ahead and probably turn them into something stronger. And I'm going to grab the plate just in case I need the Cash later. And here's where the crap hits the fan. Or the start of it, I should say. these men. They're all dead. What happened here? Ain't it obvious? Clearly, your vile Chepakwik companions must have slaughtered these guards and made off with the contents of this here wagon. These Indian friends of yours, Moon Dancer? Colonel Middleton, did you see what happened? No. News of this Indian attack spread quickly, so I came to investigate. Can't underestimate Chepakwik these days. This cannot be. What is it? These Chepakwik, they bear the mark of the owl. These are the Chepakwik braves of First Winter. Who's First Winter? First Winter is Chief Flying Trout's son, Moon Dancer's older brother. What was in the wagon? I sent a request to Goodwin for additional armaments and weaponry for Fort Chattahoochee. Judging by the amount of guards that were protecting this wagon, I reckon this was that cargo. Ain't nothing left inside, though. Those Indians must have made off with every last firearm. You mean weapons that would be used against the Chepakwik? I can believe my brother would attempt to seize such weapons to keep them from harming my people, but I do not understand why he would kill these men in order to maintain peace. First Winter can be hot-headed and brash like the wild bull, but he would not kill a man in this way. Clearly you underestimate the violent tendencies of your brother in Moon Dancer. Your brother must have killed these men, and witnesses say he and his gang took off into the caves. I plan on rooting them out and seeing they're held accountable for this heinous act. No need to do that. I will find my brother. It is Chepakwik custom that the actions of a family member are reflected on the family. I will see that First Winter pays for his crimes. Besides, no one outside my tribe would possess the knowledge to track down First Winter. It must be me. If that is your way, then I'll allow you a chance to search for your brother first. But if you don't turn him over to me, then I'll hold you and all the Chepakwik accountable for these killings. And we have a save point. Not sure what we're planning to do next, but count me in. And we're going to create a new save. And now go to the left. Let's fight him. Wrong button. Starting to get closer, leveling up. That fight was worth 91 EXP, not nearly as good as the geckos. And this one. There we have the Oxfords, in case you didn't have some already. Now, I don't remember where in the cave First Winter is. I am not actually seeking him out right now. Let's head up here now. Let's head up here. So I'm going to... You can see we're back at the save point. I'm going to... Which one's the current file? This one. Okay, I'm going to put a break here while I grind, so I'll see you once I'm higher level. Okay, I finished my grinding session, now we can move forward with First Winter. I went ahead and picked up the rest of the boxes inside of the caves. All that's in here is just store goods. There's no weapons as far as I know. And all of the characters move in box-like shapes, if you've never noticed. They go right, down, left, up. So knowing this, you can navigate this without too many fights, if any. It is a bit problematic when you get to those corridors that are just so freaking narrow. And right there, the dog is your warning that danger lurks ahead. And here we are. First Winter. Sister, what are you doing here? Brother, you must stop this. No. Those men are dead, and it is my fault. I must make right that which I have done. Please, come with me. You are only making things worse between the white men and our people. I am sorry. I must finish what I have started. I will not allow anyone to stop me. Not even you, my sister. Now, I don't know if this is the... I cannot allow you to interfere. If this is the boss fight from the PlayStation exclusive DLC or not. But as you can see here, you're going to run into the same situation with some of the other bosses where you have to dodge or mitigate damage in some way, shape, or form, or you will be one-shot. And they're ganging up on Doc. Going to hog tie First Winter to try to block his attack. I can also try to cold cock him. As for Moon, I'm going to have her heal Doc. So the status effects came too little too late. And as you can see, my defense advantages are starting to time out. So let's restart those. I'm banking on move dodging. And I'm going to try cold cock just to refresh it. Maybe we'll get lucky here. And he still did damage even though he was paralyzed and did not take action. So we'll have Moon heal herself. First Winter siphoned off Doc. That's not a problem right now. So defense advantage is up as First Winter makes his play. And right now is when you really do need that AoE heal move that just doesn't exist in the game. I'm just gonna play it safe and outblast him. So that's one down. As soon as that one times out, here comes the Blackjack, the Poison Lash, we'll recharge Pump Up, and we'll Cold Cock First Winter. Place the defense advantages as they time out, and we got to dodge with Rosie. Gotta heal Kid. Gotta heal Moon. And hopefully I heal her rather quickly. Going to hold off here with Rosie so I can hog tie First Winter, but we'll Blackjack the Tomahawk guy. Hog tie, cold cock. And I need to have him not attack here because I don't have my defensive advantages up. In right here is when leadership would actually be a good replacement for shoot, since I could actually get my attacks out more quickly. It's just... shit. So I gotta heal Moon. Not really a big deal since she was at full health anyway. But I'm gonna have Rosie just stay on Hogtie. See if I can keep him down. I won't have dodge up in time, so I'm not gonna waste my time. And I have not seen that move before. Ghost Walk. As for Moon, can Doc Cold Cock? No, he's too terrified. Let's put the defensive energies up just in case. And I dodged the Ghost Walk. And we might be able to finish him off. Yep, blackjack for the win. Now my spirit will never be redeemed. Party gained 169 EXP and 3 vantage points, so yes, this boss was worth slightly more than a batch of lizards. First winter dropped Owl Totem. I don't know what that is offhand. I looked at it before. No. I must set things right. How could you, brother? How could you kill those people? They were only trying to protect that wagon. Even if it had weapons that would be used against us, that is no reason for bloodshed. I did not kill those men, and that wagon had no weapons. What? What are you saying? My scouts brought me word that a heavily guarded wagon was entering this land through Crazy Bone Pass. Like you, we mistakenly assumed that this wagon had devastating weapons to be used against Chepakwik by Middleton and his warriors. So we raided the wagon and forced it open, but there were no weapons inside. There was only a man. Of course, a prisoner. Yes, and I was responsible for inadvertently releasing this prisoner. A man who fought with such ferocity, using only a rope as a weapon. He killed every guard and some of my own warriors. It all makes sense. This nation's worst criminals are often taken to Devil's Hold here in Bravo County to remain in prison for the rest of their days. Those guards were escorting him there. I and my remaining men have been searching these caves for this murderer who we unwittingly unleashed. The blood of these people is on my hands. I acted recklessly and allowed anger to cloud my wisdom. So did I. I think that's supposed to be Moon that's talking at First Winter. We should not have fought. I should have known you would not have killed those people. So where is this escaped prisoner now? Beyond this cave, somewhere in the mountain. I can no longer track him with my wounds. It must be you, my sister. Please, find him. Mend the mistakes of your arrogant brother. Don't worry, we will find him. You stay here and rest. Take this. It was given me by our father when I was a child and is imbued with the blessings of our ancestors. I can no longer wield it, but you still can. We got the U-bow. And now that I think about it, I actually wore the Oxfords into battle. Okay, yeah, I don't know what the Owl Totem's for, if anything. The fella killed a bunch of armed guards and Indians with just a rope? How is that possible? Oswald Bishop. Who? The Hangman of Pittsburgh. I heard he was caught recently. Must be him. Oswald is an assassin, a hired killer. He would hang all his victims. Easier to frame it as a suicide. But even after the authorities got wise of that ruse, he still killed only with a rope. There's no way to know how many people he's killed for sure. Are you sure you're up for this, kid? A rope in Oswald's hands is more dangerous than a gun in yours. You can do this. And we'll do this together. Just don't underestimate him. we have a small army of geckos here. I'm going to include this fight because this is my preferred level up spot. So 3 of them have defense advantages up, and you can see that, well, where you want to bide our time a bit. When they start getting close to attacking, I'm going to toss up the defense advantages to mitigate damage. And my goal is to actually have Kid do most of the damage with his bullet hail. If you're wondering why I keep having this move in my list, this is why. So the defense advantages are down for them. We're just going to choose a couple to hit. 1 down. Now we just have to wait for Kid to recoup his advantages. Or his points, or whatever you want to think of them as. Meanwhile, I'm going to have Rosie and Moon start putting their dots on other guys. Rosie just got terrified, so she's not going to be doing much now. And I want Doc to set them up for Kid to execute with his bullet hail. Okay, 1 just went on defense, but I can pick off some bullet hail here. I'm going to save the blast for the lizard that's currently climbed. And just like that, we can thin out the herd, and you'll see how much EXP you actually get from these guys. As far as I know, these guys give the most in the game, unless you do a haberdasher, the highest one, and sweep them without taking any damage. 160 EXP. That's almost, that's like 7 to 9 less, I don't remember exactly, from the previous boss fight. We have 2 more store goods. Yeah, the bridges kind of need a little bit of work. Sometimes it's hard to get on them. There we have the bottle rocket, gun for Doc. Currently he's using the knock gun, inflicts confuse, hand cannon, or volley gun used for ship-to-ship fighting, 26 power. Meanwhile, bottle rocket, you can see that this inflicts blind, burn, a bunch of other stuff, but it's a little bit weaker. Fires an explosive blast, best used to celebrate Independence Day. And due to the whole cocktail of status effects, that's my new preferred weapon. Here we have 2 more store goods. Okay, save point warns you that Oswald is right up ahead. You can see 2019, 2019. Some of my guys are halfway to their level, but I don't want to spend more time grinding. So I'm going to change up some of their stuff. Since I'm facing a single boss, I don't need the bullet hail. I'm going to swap this one out. What does Lucky do? No. I'm going to pop in leadership. And Doom Trigger. And I'll pop Leech Bullet in for the other one. As for over here, I have everything I need. Hogtie, Poison Lash for Dot. Here we need to swap out Blast for... what does Barrage do? Hold on, do I want... there's Point Blank. Yeah, I'll go for Barrage. And we are going to swap this one for... you can't afford to block, so I'm going to swap that one for Dodge. And I think that's everything I need here. Not sure what I plan to do next, but count me in. So, let's drop our save. And I'm going to take a small break before moving, so I will see you in a second. Okay, one game crash later, here we are back in Boot Hill Heroes to try to deal with Oswald. So, Lizard, please. There we go. He's right up here, there's nothing between us. I also swapped out some of my equipment, namely the Oxfords for Brogans. I put Brogans on Doc so that Kid and Doc may be able to survive a hit from him. Moon has moccasins because I want to start the fight with Sundance. Oswald Bishop. Someone knows my name. And who are you? You're not my guards and you're not Indian warriors, eh? He's Canadian? You'll pay for the lives you've taken. I suppose you ain't gonna come quietly. While I was looking forward to meeting Coyote Saint in Devil's Hold, I think I'll stay out here a while. Enjoy the view. You really gonna fight all four of us with just that rope? Watch me. Find out why they call me the Hangman of Pittsburgh. If they wanted to hang me, I'll show you how. So here we go with a fight that's about 90% luck. So right there I lost Rosie's ability to do anything because of status effects. And I just lost Kid as well. And now I lost Doc. It would be one thing if there was like a status, like a ribbon in this game so you had status immunity, but there's not. So right now I have to try to tank out his attack since I can't do anything to stop him. Hogtie just became available. I don't know how long status effects normally last on him, but we can pop leadership for more moves now. Refresh Sundance. We need to heal Kid. You can see 21 damage is about 1/10 of his health, and we just lost Rosie's moves. So we'll Coldcock him, and then we'll try a... I actually think I'm just going to keep Doc not doing anything because I may need an emergency patch-up. But right there we got to ignite him and blind him as well as stun him. We're going to pop a heal on Doc. And I kind of wish I could do more. Just going to set up dodge. Maybe I can... And we just lost Moon, so we don't have evasion at the moment. Okay, Doc was able to dodge. Moon's back up. Going to pop a flame arrow so we can get some damage over time on him. Gonna renew leadership, gonna renew dodge. We'll do another Coldcock in a moment. Now. Kinda wish I could hogtie him, but Rosie hasn't woken up yet. I wish Coldcock at least did some chip damage so you could make something off of that. And she just came off cooldown, or fear. So we got to paralyze him and poison him, but Doc went down. We are going to kiss Doc awake. Heal him, he's bleeding, but I think that may go away in time. And can I get these up before he moves? No. So I'm not going to bother, but I am going to pop another Moonlight for Rosie. Blackjack. We now have him below half health, so I'm kind of expecting him to go psycho and kill us one way or another. I'm gonna hogtie and hope I get him. Renew that. Let's get another dot on him. He missed his grot. Leadership's about to time out. Hog time. Okay, we got him paralyzed still. I don't know what that one status effect is, but it's not stun. We may... I was hoping maybe we could have got lucky with a dot or something. No fear effects in play. I could actually have Doc patch himself up, but I'd rather keep him on standby, I think. I'm gonna see if Hogtie is going to... or the Paralyzed is going to time out, so... we'll keep Rosie on standby for a moment. And right there it did time out. And let's see if I can pick him off. Barrage for the kill. You can see Barrage varies wildly. I feel my soul drawn to Devil's Hold. Party gains 78 EXP and a vantage point. He dropped a wanted poster. Lottie freaking da. Enough. You win. Devil's Hold is my destiny, where all criminals like me go to dwell. Take me there. No, Hangman. Our fates have already been decided by the spirits. First winter? No. Please don't do this, First Winter. Moon Dancer, you know I must. There is only one way for me to atone in the eyes of our ancestors. There's been enough death on this day. You must allow me to regain my honor. Goodbye, my sister. And that's the whole tale. It has the Hangman who killed... It was the Hangman who killed those men. Suppose you got proof of all this, huh? We have this. Showed the rope noose. Alright. I believe your story. But don't think that relations have improved between the Chepakwik and us, Moon Dancer. First Winter started this whole mess. If anything, things are worse. Next time we meet, maybe on the battlefield, in Part 2. If only we could work together to prevent that day from coming. And since I don't have my Oxfords on, the bird is making a beeline for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop a save here. I don't know if there's anything else I can do in the game, or if Data's going to carry over to Part 2. Dapper Dave has yet to say anything about that. But that is the Hangman's Ballad, the DLC that's free for all owners of the game already. So, you can see my strategy for Oswald. It's pretty much you have to stop him from attacking. You can even take the new guns you get that have all that space. You can get certain enhancements on it to paralyze, sleep, or whatever. It's just up to you. You have to find a way to stop him from attacking. Nice thing about Blackjack is that it's a flat 21 damage, because you can see the guy has a really high amount of defense based on how Doc's Barrage does 21 if you manage to get like 4 or 5 hits. But anyway, I think this is the end of Part 1. The next time we'll be meeting in this game will be for Part 2, and the battle system is supposed to be receiving some tweaks, so it's not all or nothing like you saw with Oswald. And I'm curious to see what comes up. All in all, I did like the game. This hasn't really soured my experience or anything. It's just I thought the First Winter boss fight was a lot more interesting and exciting than Oswald. Oswald's like your stereotypical Shin Megami Tensei super boss. First Winter, he actually had allies. If the allies actually synergized with him, that could have been a really interesting boss fight, but I don't know if the current system permits that. That's one of the reasons why I'm looking forward to Part 2, and maybe we'll see more fights like the First Winter rather than Oswald. Anyway, I'm the Hero of Light. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.